What if I told you that the people who seem ordinary today are often the ones who quietly become extraordinary tomorrow? And the strange part is, almost nobody notices until they've already won. Think about that for a second. Have you ever looked at someone you knew years ago and wondered, wait, when did they become so successful? It almost never happens overnight. The world loves dramatic success stories. Overnight millionaires, viral celebrities, instant breakthroughs. But real life doesn't work like that. The people who secretly win at life usually don't look like winners while they're building their future. And that's exactly why everyone underestimates them. Here's something interesting. Imagine two people planting trees. The first person digs a hole, plants a seed, waters it for 3 days, sees nothing happen, gets frustrated, and quits. The second person keeps watering that same invisible seed every single day for years. For months, both pieces of land look exactly the same. Then one day, one of them becomes a forest. Success often looks invisible until suddenly it doesn't. That's the first psychological principle of people who secretly win. They understand the invisible progress effect. Your brain is designed to chase immediate rewards. Scroll one more video, eat one more snack, buy one more thing, check your phone one more time. Each action gives your brain a tiny burst of pleasure. The problem: most meaningful achievements don't reward you today. Learning a skill doesn't feel exciting after the first week. Saving money isn't thrilling. Reading 10 pages a day feels insignificant. Working out today doesn't transform your body tomorrow. The greatest rewards in life are delayed. Most people quit because they confuse invisible progress with no progress. The quiet winners never make that mistake. They trust what they can't yet see. Now here's something even stranger. Have you noticed that some people seem almost boring? They don't constantly announce their goals. They don't post every new project. They don't argue online. They don't feel the need to prove they're working hard. At first glance, they don't seem ambitious at all, but years later, they're suddenly running businesses, leading teams, building wealth, living peacefully. Why? Because they understand the second principle: energy is a limited resource. Every argument, every unnecessary explanation, every attempt to impress strangers costs mental energy. Think of your attention like a phone battery. Would you rather spend it proving yourself to random people or building a life that doesn't require anyone's approval? The people who secretly win protect their energy like it's money, because in many ways, it's worth even more. Now let me ask you a question. Why do some people always seem busy, yet never seem to move forward? They're answering messages, watching productivity videos, planning, replanning, buying courses, making schedules, changing schedules, researching, preparing, optimizing. It feels like progress, but it isn't. Psychologists call this motion replacing action. It tricks your brain into believing you're improving without actually improving. The quiet winners know something uncomfortable. Action creates clarity. Thinking rarely does. You don't become confident before taking action. You become confident because of action. That's backwards from what most people believe, and that's why most people stay stuck. Here's another fascinating observation. Have you noticed how successful people often appear calmer during chaos? It's not because they have fewer problems. It's because they react differently. Imagine someone insults you. Most people instantly react. They defend themselves. They argue. They replay the conversation all day. But the quiet winner pauses, not because they're weak, because they understand something powerful. Every emotional reaction is someone else controlling your behavior. The moment another person can control your emotions, they're controlling part of your life. Emotional control isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about choosing which feelings deserve your attention. That tiny pause before reacting can completely change the direction of your life. Now, here's something that almost nobody talks about. The people who secretly win are often willing to look unsuccessful temporarily. Think about learning anything difficult. At first, you're bad, really bad, whether it's public speaking, coding, writing, starting a business, learning a language. Everyone starts awkwardly. Most people quit because they hate looking inexperienced. Their ego becomes more important than their future. The quiet winners have a different mindset. They know embarrassment lasts minutes, skills last decades. They trade temporary discomfort for permanent growth. That's an extra. And most people refuse to make. Let's go deeper. Imagine you're carrying two backpacks. One is filled with other people's expectations. The other is filled with your own goals. Most people spend their entire lives carrying the wrong backpack. They choose careers to impress relatives, buy things to impress neighbors, live lives designed by people who won't have to live with the consequences. The people who secretly win ask one dangerous question: what do I actually want? Not what looks impressive, not what gets likes, not what sounds successful, what genuinely matters. That single question can save years of living someone else's life. Here's another hidden habit. They become extremely careful about who they spend time with, not because they think they're better than others, because human behavior is contagious. Spend enough time around negative people, and negativity starts sounding normal. Spend enough time around disciplined people, and discipline starts feeling normal. You don't rise to your intentions. You slowly become your environment. The people who secretly win don't just change themselves. They change what's constantly influencing them. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable. Comparison. Your brain naturally compares. It's trying to measure your progress. But social media changed the rules. Now you're comparing your ordinary Tuesday to someone else's best moment from the last 5 years. It's an impossible game. The quiet winners understand something freeing. Comparison steals attention from creation. Every minute spent wondering why someone else is ahead is a minute not spent moving yourself forward. Winning isn't about being ahead of everyone else. It's about becoming someone your past self wouldn't recognize. And finally, there's one psychological trait that quietly connects almost every long-term winner: patience. Not passive waiting, active patience, the kind where you continue showing up, even when nobody notices, even when results are invisible, even when people doubt you, even when you doubt yourself, because they know a simple truth. Most people dramatically overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 month and completely underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years. Life doesn't usually reward intensity. It rewards consistency. That's why the loudest people aren't always the ones who succeed. And the people everyone ignores today may become the people everyone admires tomorrow. So the next time you feel like nothing is changing, remember the seed beneath the soil. It isn't failing because you can't see it. It's growing in the only place that matters first: underground. Maybe the greatest victories in life aren't meant to be announced while they're being built. Maybe they're meant to stay invisible until one day the world calls you an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. It was never overnight. It was simply years of quiet decisions that nobody thought mattered until they changed everything.